StudyIQ IAS, अब तैयारी हुई अफोर्डेबल।
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Please take it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sameer, you are an electrical and electronics engineer. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Why sociology is the optional?
So there are a few reasons I took for sociology. Firstly, sir, the overlap with the GS paper that sociology had. Being a working aspirant, I had less time.
I thought you are not confident about your own subject, which you studied for 5 years.
Sir, I was confident, but a reason being I gave my first attempt only in 2019. So by the time 4 years I already passed. So seeing the paucity of time, scoring potential, I wanted to go for sociology.
You are presently working as a manager in RBI.
Yes, sir. I'm working.
How did you enter RBI? Through some examination?
Yes, sir. Through RBI Grade B examination. RBI Grade B examination.
Grade B examinations. But earlier they used to be called staff officer. Is it the same as staff officer or they are different stream altogether?
No, sir. Now it is a different stream.
Manager.
Manager, sir.
Okay. Now, as an RBI manager, RBI is represented in all the scheduled banks,
Yes, sir.
on the board of the scheduled banks. How is it that despite this, the NPA, non-performing assets of all the scheduled banks is on the rise? That means RBI has no control?
So the observation is right that the NPAs of the banks have increased and they were at around more than 10% at a time. But I can say the following points on that, sir. Firstly, the NPAs were actually issues of the economic issues also, like the businesses did not take up or the economic slowdown was there, so NPAs were there. Secondly, there was also maleficence on the part of some bankers also, and RBI representative is not involved in the business decisions. So,
Should we, just to improve the situation, should we go in for direct foreign investment in banks, scheduled banks?
foreign direct investment, sir, is an option because it will promote transparency and it will also help in getting the capital, but it has to be done in a calibrated manner.
Okay. Two short questions. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Since you are a student of sociology, should prostitution be legalized in India like in other Western countries? Even in Bangladesh, I think it is.
So, in my opinion and my study of sociology, I am the opinion that it should not be legalized because it shows that the woman has to sell her body to earn the money. So, it is not a healthy social practice. It does not show the society in right picture. So, in my opinion, it should not be legalized.
And what is your take on the capital punishment? Should it be banned?
So capital punishment, seeing the cruelty of the punishment, I suggest some better measures for that executing the punishment, and it should be as Supreme Court has already said in many judgment that it should be the last of the options and should be used in the rarest of rare cases.
That is Supreme Court of India's verdict.
Like in the Machi Singh case, they have said and that some principles they are given. So
okay, it seems you appeared in the interview last year also.
Yes, sir,
What was your score like?
Sir, I scored 168 marks.
168.
68.
So what went wrong? Your mains did not go well?
Sir, I missed the final cutoff by 11 marks. So it was a combination of interview and mains both that I felt brought me down.
So this time you have done better, I hope?
Mains I have done better, I feel.
Thank you, sir.
You made an interesting remark.
Yes, sir.
That you won't approve of women selling their body. That's what you said.
Yes, sir.
But it's a trend now. Trend in the sense that they say that selling body is also a profession. They prepare, they work for it, and they announce to the world that yes, I'm into this profession. Number one. Number two, it's not possible to control this. To control this profession, control in the sense of abolish it or
Yes,
ban it. What do you say to this?
So regarding the first observation, I want to point out that the women that are involved into this profession, they do not come by choice but by compulsion. They do not have anything better opportunities to do, so they have to come by compulsion. Regarding the second observation, sir, yes, it is becoming unregulated, but steps should be taken to for the law enforcement so that these do not get unregulated. Better law enforcement should be there.
You have opted for a very sensitive and a good subject, so you need to read on this and taking a very absolute firm stand.
Okay, sir.
What is this? I'm going to another question. What is this Shakti Nagar? It's a very popular place. All over we have Shakti Nagars. So in Bhopal also you have this.
Yes, sir.
What does it mean? Which Shakti is being referred to? Oh,
So it is a Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited colony. So electricals related to that. So it is Shakti of power that we know. So it's a
yeah,
power.
that's a good explanation.
Yes,
Could there be anything else? Because a lot of Shakti Nagars are not in any power colonies.
Maybe, sir, they may be symbols of some power of some some woman, or maybe somebody they believed in that. But in what I have heard about this in Shakti Nagar, in Bhopal, Singrauli, they are mostly about this NTPC, BHL, these companies.
Okay. Coming back to your optional subject again.
Yes, sir.
Couple of years back, Abhijit Banerjee
Yes, sir.
and his wife and one more were awarded Nobel
Yes, sir.
for working on poverty-related issues.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
What's it about? What are they doing exactly?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall the exact subject, but sorry, I'm not able to recall why they got the Nobel Prize for Economics into that.
Okay. Let's go to an easier subject, your hobbies.
Yes, sir.
You have interesting hobbies. Shelter home, child shelter home.
Yes, sir.
What exactly was your role as a volunteer?
So there were two roles. Firstly, I was the center in charge for that particular shelter home. Secondly, I was also a teacher there. I was teaching at the weekends there.
Can you refer to two major difficulties that you experienced there?
So two difficulties were, firstly, the diversity. Different children on the same class were at different knowledge levels. So to have a curriculum so that it can help all the students was a challenging task to design the teaching methodology that way. Secondly, sir, punctuality and irregularity. Many of the students were not coming to the classes regularly. They were more into this NGO for enjoying the summer camps and things like that.
They were not staying there?
They were staying there, sir, but they used to say that we are not well on weekends, or we have some homework to do, so they used to miss classes.
They were kind of orphans?
Yes, sir, orphans and the children whose parents cannot take care of themselves.
There is a very big known institution in the same category. It's called SOS Village.
Same, sir, I was teaching there only.
It's the same thing?
Yes, sir.
Wow, kya baat hai. Acha, last question. Badminton.
Yes, sir.
In badminton, the doubles are in news, in big news.
Yes, sir.
Why?
So because they are the world number one, Chirag Shetty and Satvik Rank-Reddy, and Chirag Shetty recently had a record for the fastest smash also. So they are very much in the news.
What else?
They have lost the Indian Open final also recently.
So that's also in news.
Yeah, but that was shocking that they lost that, because they were the firm favorites there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi Samir.
Hello, sir.
Tell me some weaknesses and strengths of your personality.
So strength, firstly, sir, perseverance. Secondly, sir, punctuality. Thirdly is integrity and honesty. Weaknesses, sir, I will say, firstly, I lack a bit patience to do some things. I want to do it very fast sometimes. Secondly, sir, like sometimes I become too curious and too inquisitive in knowing things, that it may sometimes if I'm talking to somebody, I ask too many questions sometimes. So that may not go well with that person.
Okay. Anything else?
These are the only two I can find as such.
Okay. An impatient person can't be able to work as a good administrator, don't you think?
Yes, sir, it is there, but I am trying to improve on that. I am trying to be more patient, more calmer, but I am impatient to do things. So if I can channelize in the right direction, I can always be a very good administrator in completing the task that I have completing in RBI also. So at moments I am impatient, but I gain my calm very fast, and I complete the job within the timelines also.
What do you think about social media nowadays?
Social media.
Pros and cons of social media?
So social media, firstly, pros, if we talk about that, firstly, it is a great medium to propagate messages at a very fast speed. Secondly, it caters to different categories of population. Thirdly, in governance, it has been used big time for social media. And cons, I will refer to those pros only, that since it can spread information very fast, sometimes there are tendency to propagate fake news. Secondly, it may be insensitive to certain sections like women about deep fakes are very much in news about morphed photos. And lastly, governance also, there's fake news about the government schemes also. So if what can be pros sometimes can also be cons for social media.
Are you used to see reels on Insta?
No sir, I'm not on Instagram now, so I'm not seeing the reels.
You don't have Instagram?
Sir, I've inactivated it for quite some time now.
Social media is making youth addictive and devastating the energy of our human resources. Don't you think we should ban social media in India?
So banning will be
It's a huge loss.
banning will be a very absolute step. I am not in favor of banning that, but it has its own advantages. So if regulated use is there, if a personal regulation of an individual is there, then it can be used very well actually.
Okay, if you have to suggest some regulations to control this mess, then what you would like to suggest? How to regulate these social media things?
So firstly, the awareness among the citizens. The citizens should be aware of what they are posting, what they are sharing, what they are seeing. That is very important. Secondly, the platform. The platform has to need a team, have a self-regulation mechanism where they can filter out those content in coordination with the government and the other stakeholders, so as to prune out the content that is not right and that is not age appropriate. And basically age appropriate models can be used like 7+, 13+ rating of the content.
So government should take some steps or not?
Government has already taken those steps through information technology guidelines. Self-regulatory bodies been made, umbrella bodies also been made. So government is also taking steps in that.
Okay. Tell me about some steps of government to regulate social media. Is there any act? Is there any rule?
So government has the Information Technology, Digital Media Ethics and Intermediaries Act, where it has a 3-tier mechanism. Firstly, self-regulatory mechanism is there. Then there's an oversight committee of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Secondly, there is a fact-check unit also in PIB, which sees the different posts, and if they are not appropriate, the social media are told to remove those content from their channels.
Okay. Have you heard about UCC in Uttarakhand? Recently, Uttarakhand is implementing UCC in the state.
Yes, sir, I've heard it.
What are main points of this act?
So following are the salient points. Firstly is a gender equality. Secondly, ban on practices like polygamy. Thirdly, changes in the Mitakshara law are also there. Fourthly, tribals are kept out of this purview.
Okay.
Hi, Sameer. Sameer, coal consumption has increased in India from 2015 to 2020. How do you think India is going to achieve net zero by 2070?
Coal consumption has increased because the energy demand has also increased because of the economic growth that we have seen in the last few years. But yes, we can still achieve a net zero by 2070 by the following steps. Firstly, the solar power has been given a lot of impetus in the country. Many solar rooftop missions have also been started. Secondly, we are also investing in alternate energy like wind energy, nuclear power, tidal energy, wave energy. And finally, we are also looking towards those international collaboration like this One World Grid initiative that we have taken. So we are looking at different aspects of it.
But Sameer, the point still remains that the coal consumption is not irreplaceable yet. Even with renewable energy, we are still banking on coal for majority of our energy, and 2070 is not too far away when we talk about reaching net zero.
The observation is absolutely right, ma'am, that we are still banking on coal, but if we see the last years, the dependence on coal has reduced and the share of renewable energy has also increased. So 2070 I believe is still very far and we can reach there.
Do you know what is CBDR?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me the full form for that?
Common but differentiated responsibilities.
So in this, it is basically a division between global north and global south. West Asian countries, especially the oil producing countries, are they global north or global south?
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to recall
Okay. What kind of differentiated responsibilities do oil producing countries have?
Sorry, ma'am, I'm only aware about the countries like USA who have been emitting for emissions and they have to reduce them. Not about.
Do you know the small island developing states, SIDS? Do you know their perspective about climate change?
Yes, ma'am, they are the nations which are at high impact of climate change because of sea level rise. They may get submerged also.
And they say that 2070 is too late. Do you agree with that? They think steps should be taken, net zero should be achieved far earlier than 2070.
2070 is late, but ma'am, it is a pragmatic decision that the government has taken. Some other country like UK has talked about 2050 also. This COP also talked about 2050. But seeing the progress of the nation, the government has kept a target to 2070. But government is very hopeful of even completing it before that also.
Okay. My next question is, do you know what is happening in the Red Sea area right now?
Yes, ma'am. I'm aware of the events that are happening, sir.
And why do you think that is happening? Why do you think Houthis are attacking the ships?
Because they want this Palestine state, independent Palestine state. They are against they are being backed by Iran, which is against the Israel. So
And why is Iran against Israel?
it's a conflict between the Arab world and the Jews actually that is there.
And Iran is an Arab country?
No, Iran and Israel has strained relations from the past. I'm not sure about like.
My last question is, what is India's perspective about the Israel-Hamas war?
India wants a peaceful resolution to a dispute, and although India follows a de-hyphenation policy with Israel and Palestine, but India wants discussions and to stop the war, and ceasefire should be there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sami. Your mock interview is over.
Okay.
I would now request you to kindly go outside and wait a few moments. We'll call you again for the feedback. You have a very good personality.
Thank you, sir.
We must compliment you for that. But even though you have been to UPSC once last year,
Yes, sir.
there are a few points I would like to share with you, and you must take serious note of these points.
Okay.
And improve your performance further. One is that there is no need to seek the permission of the chair. Since you have been to UPSC once, you yourself will realize there is no need to seek the permission of the chairperson or the board. Whether you should enter the room or not is not needed. It's futile.
And the other person only opens the door, and
Somebody will open the door, and then you at best give a gentle knock on the door. That's enough. That whether that is audible to the chair, don't worry. But at least give a chow. There is basic courtesy. You appeared too keen to take the chair. Don't be too keen.
Okay, sir.
You greeted all of us while you were traveling to the chair.
Coming to the chair now. Okay, sir.
Take the shortest possible route. Stand by the side of the chair, and then, while standing, say good morning, madam. Good morning, sirs. You have to first greet the chairperson. When the chairperson is a female, good morning, madam.
Okay.
When is your interview, by the way?
12th March.
12th. So there is some time, 1 month. So good morning, madam. And if there is another lady member, good morning, madam. Only in one go, good morning, madam. And then look at her also. And then good morning, sirs. That's it. And if the chairperson happens to be a male, good morning, sirs, plural.
Okay.
You can look at all the male members. That is the normal. I don't know whether you are aware of this practices. That is the normal practice.
Sir, I follow normally that practice. Yeah.
There is a standard operating procedure in UPSC also,
Yes, sir.
which they expect you to follow. Bring some more spark on your face. That spark, you are an experienced person now. This is the second time you are appearing in succession. So bring some spark. थोड़ा जोश लाइए अपने उसमें, जज्बा दिखाइए अपने उसमें, energy level को बढ़ा के रखिए.
I was a bit tired because I was yesterday also I gave 3 interviews, so थोड़ा maybe tiring and short on sleep actually. That is the reason that.
अच्छा,
वो थोड़ा इसलिए
कोशिश करिए थोड़ा स्पार्क लाइए, एनर्जी लेवल बढ़ाइए. क्या मॉर्निंग में अभी आया तो नहीं आपका इंटरव्यू कॉल? आ गया ना? फोरनून में है, आफ्टरनून में?
मॉर्निंग में सर.
मॉर्निंग में है तो गुड मॉर्निंग चलेगा उसमें. They will. Your eye contact was also missing when you address the person who is posed the question to you. उनको भी देखिए, but don't ignore others. थोड़ा उनको भी बीच-बीच में देखते जाइए. That will show your confidence level also.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है? Don't ignore them completely. तो बीच-बीच में देखते जाइए. Then
Okay, sir.
and the question and the answers with the person who raised the questions. You are a very fast speaker. I found you. Don't be fast. Probably you are nervous, or I do not know. Slow down the pace of your speech. You are working in RBI. That's a very important, prestigious place. So confidence level थोड़ा बढ़ाइए. थोड़ा slow down the pace, and don't be verbose. You tend to be a little verbose in your answers. Short answers will be appreciated, and verbosity has to be avoided. Okay? Then pause. You don't give a pause when you are in the process of initiating an answer. थोड़ा pause दीजिए. When the question is complete, give a pause of 3-4 seconds. ऐसे नहीं कि आप एकदम start answering the questions. That does not speak well of the personality.
Okay.
थोड़ा सांस लीजिए. एक तो क्वेश्चन को आप बड़ा सीरियसली सुनिए उसको. Listen to the question very carefully, because if you don't listen to the question carefully, will get a wrong questions, you will get a wrong answers.
Okay, sir.
So उसको आप थोड़ी सोचिए. And if you speak with less speed also, it will improve your. When you speak fast, verbosity is natural, you know. And don't be too keen to share your entire knowledge. You must be very knowledgeable on your questions. You know the full answers, but don't need. Give the key words and just दीजिए उसको. It's not an essay writing
Okay, sir.
competition. It's a pressy. Be very precise, concise, and to the point. Don't go off the mark. आपकी प्रेजेंट जॉब के बारे में ज़रूर पूछेंगे, वो लास्ट भी पूछा होगा ज़रूर उन्होंने, है ना, जैसे हमने पूछे थे आपसे. तो उसमें डिफ़ॉल्टर्स, पीपल, बिग टाइकून्स आर टेकिंग लोन्स एंड देन डिसअपियरिंग एज डिफ़ॉल्टर्स, उसके बारे में आ सकता है. हाउ इज़ इट दैट डिस्पाइट 4, 5, 6 years वी हैव नॉट बीन एबल टू गेट बैक एनी ऑफ द एब्सकॉन्डर्स, दे आर स्टिल एब्सकॉन्डिंग. क्या रीज़न है? डू वी नीड टू टाइटन आवर गाइडलाइंस, टाइटन द रिकवरी प्रोसेस? इसके बारे में आप ज़रूर पूछिए, क्योंकि रिजर्व बैंक है और रिजर्व बैंक के रिसेंट के कुछ आप जानते होंगे क्या
पेटीएम पेमेंट्स बैंक में जो
है ना, वो आप पढ़ लीजिए ज़रा. अभी पीछे भी कुछ 2-3 दिन पहले रिजर्व बैंक गवर्नर मेड सम अनाउंसमेंट,
मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी जो था,
मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी के बारे में, वो ज़रूर पढ़ लीजिए. आपके यू गॉट 168 लास्ट टाइम, दिस टाइम यू मस्ट एम एट 200. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू. 190 to 200 आपको लाना है, ये आप डिटर्मिनेशन से जाइएगा. You will do very well. You have a very good personality. Make full use of the personality. Make use of your knowledge, and we assure you that you will do very well. अब आप बताइए, कोई क्वेश्चंस आपका डाउट हो?
सर, लाइक रिगार्डिंग द आई कॉन्टैक्ट ओनली था, क्योंकि समटाइम इट बिकम्स अननेचुरल हो जाता है थोड़ा वो, क्योंकि मैं किसी
थोड़ा जोर से बोलना.
लाइक आई कॉन्टैक्ट का सर आपने बताया ना सर, तो
समटाइम्स जैसे सर ने क्वेश्चन पूछा है आपसे, तो आप उनसे जवाब दे रहे हैं, बट वंस इन अ वे लुक एट मी, लुक एट
ग्लांस,
थोड़ा ऐसे रोटेट करते रहिए अपना आई कॉन्टैक्ट, फ्लीटिंग ग्लांस.
अच्छा सर, वो इंटरव्यू यूपीएससी का लास्ट ईयर था, तो वो ऐसे 2 लोग ऐसे बैठे थे, सर बैठे, तो ग्लांस में पूरा फिर वो ऐसे, मतलब
कोई बात नहीं, सो यू हैव टू इन्वॉल्व देम आल्सो. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो साइड में बैठे तो आप इग्नोर करिए. डोंट लीव देम आउट, इन्वॉल्व देम इन योर.
ओके,
और शॉर्ट आंसर्स दीजिए थोड़े से. गिव मोर टाइम टू द क्वेश्चनर टू पोज मोर क्वेश्चंस.
ओके,
ऐसा नहीं कि आपने एक लंबा आंसर दे दिया एंड दैट्स बी 20 मिनट से ज़्यादा तो आपको देंगे नहीं. 20-25 मिनट्स टाइम इज नॉर्मली ईयर मार्क फॉर वन कैंडिडेट, है ना. देयर इज़ नो फीडबैक सेशन, देयर इज़ नो, जैसे हम दे रहे हैं वो कुछ नहीं होता वहाँ. तो आप अपने आंसर शॉर्ट रखिए. गिव देम अपॉर्चुनिटी टू आस्क यू मैनी मोर क्वेश्चंस. दैट विल, आपकी जो पर्सनैलिटी है, आपकी जो नॉलेज बेस है, आपका कॉन्फिडेंस या आपका आर्टिकुलेशन है, वो निखर के आएगा उसमें आपको. तो बी वेरी.
ओके.
और बताइए, कोई एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस? चलें सर.
नहीं, मैं तो एक चीज़ समझना चाह रहा हूँ कि जैसे यूपीएससी में आप पहले अपेयर हुए हैं, तो ये हैंड वाला क्या, आई मीन व्हाट इज़ रिकमेंडेड नॉर्मली? ऐसे रखें जैसे आपने रखे हुए हैं, ऐसे रखें?
सर एक्चुअली ऐसे रखने में आई वाज बिट कॉन्शियस, हुआ ना, ध्यान उस पर जा रहा था. इस पे आई वाज लाइक मोर कंफर्टेबल. तो अगर बीच में थोड़ा ऐसा मूव करना भी हो हाथ, तो वो दिखता नहीं वहाँ पे, वो सामने टेबल रहती है, तो हाई हैंड मूवमेंट एक्चुअली दिखते भी नहीं है. अगर इतना सा अगर आप मूव करोगे तो
नहीं दिखते हैं.
हाँ, मतलब सामने वाले सर को तो नहीं दिख पाते, जो चेयरमैन रहते हैं.
साइड वालों को तो दिख जाता है.
साइड वालों को सर, जो बिल्कुल यहाँ से बैठे हैं, उनको दिख जाता है थोड़ा.
नहीं, ऐसे हाथ उंगलियां खुली सी,
थोड़ा तो कम ऐसे
सही लगता है. या तो ऐसे रखो, या मेरे ख्याल में तो आई डोंट नो, आई मीन आप क्या कहते हैं?
आइडियल तो यही है,
दिस इज द बेस्ट. और उंगलियों को थोड़ा बंद रखिए.
आप ऐसे नहीं रख सकते, या ऐसे रख?
सर ट्राई किया था मैं लास्ट ईयर कुछ मॉक्स में, बट वो थोड़ा मैं उसमें ज़्यादा अनकंफर्टेबल हो रहा था, और वो थोड़ा दैट वाज लाइक, एक था कि पहले मैं ऐसे रख रहा था, तो उन्होंने टाइट पकड़ के मत रखो, यू कैन जस्ट कीप इट लाइक दिस.
देखिए ऐसे, दिस इज द राइट पोस्चर.
तो आप ऐसे फीट भी थोड़ा पास में रखो,
स्प्रेड मत करिए.
हाँ, बस वो थोड़ा,
हाँ, थोड़ा पैर भी नज़दीक, जैसे अब ठीक लग रहा है, वरना पैर ऐसे खुले भी नहीं.
हाँ, वो थोड़ा एग्रेसिव भी लग जाता है कभी कभी. तो उन्होंने बोला कि आप ऐसे रख के बेबी कीप इट लाइक दिस.
अच्छा, मैं सिर्फ एक पॉइंट आपको बोलना चाह रहा हूँ. आप ये एनर्जी वगैरह सब बता दिया, और मतलब कोई रीज़न ये नहीं चलेंगे ना, ये आप सोए नहीं, खाया नहीं, वो नहीं. एनर्जी मीन्स एनर्जी.
यस सर.
सेकेंड, जो मतलब मेरे मेन इश्यू है कि आप थोड़ा सा ना रश करते हैं आंसर करने में. ठीक है, इधर जब आपसे सवाल पूछा गया, तो आप सिर्फ रश ही नहीं करते हैं, आप मतलब इंसिस्ट करते हैं कि मैं रश करूँगा, इन द सेंस दैट यू even when the member is continuing, you still, you know, wants to continue. Wait. Why be in a hurry?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wish you all the very best.
Thank you, sir.
StudyIQ IAS. अब तैयारी हुई अफोर्डेबल।